We are at the intersection of this street and that street. And I'm Richard Fredericks, and this is Profile. Today, we've got the Joliet Professional Pharmacy, right?
Joliet Professional
All right.
Pharmacy.
This is Chad Kodiak. He and I have been rehearsing in WJOL for, I don't know, several weeks. Hopefully you've heard the radio. I thought it's really so important today to talk about CBD, and we will also just touch ever so briefly on the flu, because he's got some information for you on that as well. I want to give you really a location on where this pharmacy is located, okay? If you're coming down Glenwood and you're going, what direction is that?
That's east.
Okay, you're going east. On your right-hand side is a building that says DuPage Medical, 2100. Well, it's in that building. And then the street in front, it used to be called Springfield. Is it still Springfield?
Hames. Or
It's now Hames. No, Hames.
Okay, I like Hames.
And what's the address?
2100 Glenwood Avenue is our address.
See, the front is on Hames,
So
but it's
confusing.
2100 Glenwood. Now, that's the only disinformation you're going to get. The rest of the story, as Paul Harvey would say, is important for you and your neighbors. And for those of you in Joliet, if you've got folks in stuck in certain states and they can't get back or whatever because of what's going on today, we will be on YouTube as well. And on the bottom, you'll see how you get on YouTube to get some additional information for this show, okay? All right, a brief history, because I happen to know it wasn't always Joliet Professional
Pharmacy.
What was it called?
So it comes from the city we're in,
Okay.
what we do, and what kind of people we are. Joliet Professional Pharmacy. So yes, my dad, Chip Kodiak, and his partner Dennis Dombrowski started Kodo Pharmacy, K-O-D-O,
Right.
in 1969, August. 4 months later, some doctors moved to the undeveloped west side of Joliet and opened a medical group and said, we'd like you to come. And so they opened Joliet Professional Pharmacy the same year. So we just celebrated 50 years for both pharmacies. Kodo is now Kodo Care.
Yeah.
And Joliet Professional Pharmacy is
We're
at
going
50
to talk
years.
about that. We're going to talk about that too. But really, during the radio interviews, I didn't catch the fact that this was opened the same year.
Yeah?
Didn't realize it's been around that long.
50 years.
Oh, phenomenal.
Yes.
Absolutely phenomenal. The flu, everywhere. Anything you read and you listen, and should I do this or should I do that? Just some simple pass along information, if you would, to folks.
So the best protection for the flu for yourself and everyone you come in contact with is getting the flu vaccine. So we are still in the flu season. The flu vaccine is still recommended. It is still effective, and so everyone should get the flu vaccine. And I think it's important today to also mention the other virus that's available, or I should say that's out there.
Right.
So the COVID-19, the coronavirus, most of the deaths have been caused by pneumonia so far. And so the coronavirus causes people to get pneumonia, and so there's 2 pneumonia vaccines as well. So anybody 65 and older should be getting their flu shot and 2 pneumonia vaccines.
Yeah. It seems like it's so far, it is for the elderly, seem to be the most vulnerable to this. Although Tom Hanks I wouldn't put in the category of elderly, but I guess he is. So check out with your pharmacy, check out with your doctor if you're getting, some respiratory problems. That's serious, so take advantage of that. And don't go to work if you're sick. You're not doing anybody any favor to do that. Just be cautious, and don't go running out to the store and buy 200 rolls of toilet paper. I don't know what that's about. I
don't think you'll find it anyway.
I don't understand that at all. So I mentioned Paul Harvey a little bit ago, and he used to say the rest of the story. So what is, briefly, we're going to get in detail on this, what is the rest of the story on this CBD business?
So CBD stands for cannabidiol. CBD, cannabidiol. It's a hemp extract, so it comes from the hemp plant, but it is not marijuana. So marijuana is a federally banned substance. We are a pharmacy, so we can't and won't touch it. CBD, however, has some of the same therapeutic effects without the psychoactive effects, so without the part that makes people feel funny and feel weird. And so CBD can help make people feel better without those psychoactive properties.
Yeah. So as you're driving down pick a road, pick a street in Joliet, Will County, and you see signs, CBD here, CBD there, CBD over there, gas stations, everywhere. We're not going to tell you not to buy that, but there is a difference between buying that CBD, I think, that's my opinion, than buying it at a pharmacy. Why is that?
So there is a difference, and today I hope is education. So if we can educate people on what to look for, and then you can know where to buy it. So there's a few things you want to look for. First of all, you want to make sure that the CBD product that you get is full spectrum. So what does full spectrum mean? I brought a little display for you here, Richard. So full spectrum means it comes from the whole hemp plant, so the whole hemp flower, because there's CBDA, CBDB, CBDC, there's THC that we talked about. So a full spectrum CBD has the best effect. So you want to make sure it's full spectrum, and that's compared to broad spectrum, and there's also isolate. So that's one thing you want to look for when you're buying your CBD product. The second thing is because these aren't FDA approved, that means that there's no one checking to make sure that what the label says is actually what's in there. So you might be buying something, and then when you get it, it's not actually what's in there. Remember vitamin C years ago when you didn't know what you were getting, and you're buying this expensive vitamin C?
Bought a lot of that.
So the same thing with your CBD products, you want to make sure. And so the best way to do that is to make sure that it's been checked by a third-party lab. So you want a certificate of analysis, a COA. Certificate of analysis should be available. You can scan the product. There's a QR code if you have a phone, or you can go to the website, look up the lot number, and make sure that this has been checked by a third-party lab.
Okay. So we're going to go back to those products you have here, the different types of full-spectrum hemp extract. What, again, is the difference? I mean, people are confused with this business, medical marijuana and CBD.
Yeah. So medical marijuana, once again, the United States government, the DEA, the Drug Enforcement Agency, says that marijuana has no medical use. And so it's considered a controlled substance. That means that it can't be in a pharmacy. It means that we can't ever prescribe it or have it because it's still a federally banned substance. So although Illinois has changed their stance on that, that hasn't changed what the DEA has said. So we're not talking about marijuana, we're talking about cannabidiol, CBD, and then THC, which is in the marijuana. The CBD has a trace amount less than 0.3%, or we have THC free as well. So that's the main difference.
Okay. Normally we would stop at this time for a series of 3 or 4 minute commercials. But we're not going to do that. What we're going to do, though, is test you.
Okay, I'm ready.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Introduce your staff to the audience out there.
Okay.
Who's back here?
So I'm Chad Kodiak. Did we say that yet?
Yes.
So my name's Chad Kodiak. I am a pharmacist. I am the owner of Joliet Professional Pharmacy. Today we have Kim Hess, one of our pharmacists. We have Abby, Jennifer, Janet, Maura, and Conchetta. And this is our wonderful staff of pharmacists and pharmacy technicians.
Yeah, we'll line them up just as we leave here so they can all wave.
Do you remember what we call them? Do you remember what I told you on the radio?
I'm not going to repeat that.
Not that one.
Oh, okay.
On air, what did I call them? So we're CBDologists. All of my staff has been trained minimum of 3 months to know what it is that we're talking about, what you're taking. Because the other thing I forgot to tell you, if you buy CBD at any store, please make sure they're doing a medication evaluation. Make sure they're checking to see that the CBD that you're taking doesn't interact with any other medications that you're taking.
Yeah, did you think about that? And how about supplements?
Same thing.
Same thing.
Yeah, supplements have drug interactions as well.
Yeah.
Yep. So the example that you and I used is you can buy aspirin at a gas station, right? If you take too much aspirin, can bad things happen?
Yes.
Yes.
Particularly in your belly.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So OTC items, vitamins, supplements, make sure you tell your pharmacist or your doctor all of those things before you start taking CBD so we can check to make sure.
So with your professionals here at this pharmacy, here in Joliet, what makes you professionals in this? What took place?
Yeah.
What was this training about? What was this education about?
So we'll back up just a little bit to 2018.
Yeah.
So in 2018, the U.S. government passed the Farm Bill Act. So what the Farm Bill Act said is that hemp extract with 0.3% of THC or less is legal. It can be sold in all 50 states, it can be consumed, and it can be sold without a prescription. So once that happened, then it started being produced, and we started doing our research. Because without FDA regulation, we had to find a company that we could trust, and we could make sure that what they said was in there is actually in there. And so we went down to Kentucky, we found a farm that used to be a tobacco farm, and now they grow hemp, and we saw the lab, and we saw where they make it and how they extract it, and they send it directly to us, and it's only sold at independent pharmacies. So it's farm to pharmacy, you like farm to table, farm to
Yes,
pharmacy,
yeah.
okay? So it comes straight to us. We're the ones who sell it. After 9 months of research, I found a couple of companies that met our qualifications. Then 3 months of research, education, and finally we were able to start selling it because we knew what we were talking about.
Yeah. So there's no middleman.
There's no middleman.
Yeah. Strictly from Kentucky here.
Yes.
Okay, that's good to know. We're not finished with the commercial yet. I forgot this part. We introduced you. Well, you introduced yourself. Tell me about your family.
Oh, sure.
You say you're from Joliet.
I am from Joliet.
Okay.
I am oh boy, you're going to like this one. I'm a 4th generation business owner in Joliet. So my great-grandpa, Stephen Kodiak, had Will County Cleaners and Dyers.
Ah.
So he moved here from Czechoslovakia. He had Will County Cleaners and Dyers, which my grandpa then ran. And then my dad had Kodo Pharmacy, and now I have Kodo and Joliet Professional Pharmacy.
That's great.
Yeah.
Are you a married guy?
I am a married guy.
Well, tell me about that.
So I have a beautiful, wonderful wife who also works in the business. She is our finance and marketing person. I have 3 wonderful children, 2 sons and a daughter. And they go to school, and they are the light of my life.
Great.
Yeah.
Cheska's going to continue now. It's
I'm ready. I'm ready.
A little tougher.
Let's go.
The name of your wife and your children.
Jennifer, Jackson, Connor, and Ella.
A+. A+. We're talking today with Chad Kodiak here at the Joliet Professional Pharmacy, and hopefully give you some information about CBD. Now, I would like, if you just joined us, that's great. We'll be on several times today. Would you grab this again? And we'll get a close-up later on, but go through that for us and for the audience.
Yeah.
What again?
So we're talking about a hemp extract. It's the hemp plant. And from hemp, we get marijuana, but we also get a CBD product that doesn't contain any marijuana. So it comes from the same plant. The main difference is the CBD products have the same therapeutic effects without the psychoactive properties. The other difference is CBD is legal in all 50 states and marijuana is still not.
Okay, very good. Thank you. We'll do a little close-up on that later on. So what about the dosing situation? You mentioned the different, we just got finished with it now. The full, the not so full.
Yeah,
and,
full spectrum, broad
ABCD.
spectrum, isolate.
Yeah.
The dosing's really tricky because it's very individualized.
Okay.
So unlike prescription medications where we can say based on your weight, based on your age, based on your condition, we can recommend this dose, CBD, it's very individualized. So the recommendation for dosing is start low, go slow. So you want to start with a low dose, see if it works, if it's effective, give it 3 days. If not, increase the dose, give it 3 more days, and then increase it again.
Gotcha. Now, the folks who come, who've been in here and who've taken advantage of this, does it work for everyone?
It doesn't work for everyone,
Okay.
but a lot of people.
Yeah.
We have gotten some amazing stories. I shared some with you, Richard. The one that I still like the most is 92-year-old woman, bedridden, wasn't getting out of bed. They had tried everything. They had tried medications. They had tried tons of things, and her family finally resolved themselves to the fact that maybe this is just going to be her life
Right.
until she passes. And the neighbor suggested CBD. She started taking the CBD. A few days later, she sat up. The next day, she stood up. And shortly after that, she was walking around the room
That's
again.
great.
It's just unbelievable.
That's fantastic.
Just unbelievable.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Is it the over 55 group that's coming in here? Is it different demographics, different age groups?
Yeah, so it kind of starts with young parents on up, right? So we've got a lot of moms that are running around, going to school, going to all these activities, coming home, and dads who are pulled in many different directions, and so they have found a lot of relief from that. The elderly are finding some of those aches and pains that just can't go away. Chronically, it's been helping, and so kind of it runs the spectrum.
How is this response, what's the reaction from your distributors who have got pain relief drugs coming to the pharmacy, and then they hear about what's happening with CBD?
It's interesting.
Yeah.
It starts to test the character of those partners. So the partners that we like to work with are the ones who don't think about their product, they think about the patient.
Okay.
And so what can we do to make sure that they're feeling better, right? What can we do to make sure that the pain is going away, that they're sleeping better, et cetera, et cetera. And the partners who truly have that mission in mind, that have that as one of their core values, are excited that we have something alternative to offer. And so it's been neat to see the ones who say, hey, Chad, I think that's great. I'm glad you're offering that. I'm glad it's helping people.
Yeah. So among those folks who've been in here, what's the most frequently asked question? and the ladies. There's got to be one or two that are always.
Yeah. So one of the most common questions they get is it going to make me high? Right? Am I going to get high?
Okay.
And the answer is you're not. The CBD products have, again, just a trace amount or none at all. And so you don't get that high feeling, which follows up. The second most common question is how come I didn't feel anything? Which I say, see question one, right?
Yeah.
We said that you weren't going to feel anything, and you're not. So
Almost everything has side effects. Does this have side effects?
It does have some side effects, and then again, those drug interactions that we talked about. So there's side effects and there's drug interactions. The most common side effect is drowsiness. And so what we recommend for people who might get some drowsiness is take it at night, and you end up sleeping through that drowsiness, and so you don't even notice it. So that's one of the things of the side effects we talk about.
You gave me a couple samples, so let me do a little testimony here if I can. So I just took the gummies because that's the kind of vitamins I take. You know,
Okay.
I'm still a kid taking the gummies. And I took it, and I've been, I'd say every third night I get up around 2 o'clock in the morning because I get heartburn. Not so that night. I slept straight through the first time in a long time. And I haven't had enough. I'm going to come back and talk to you about some more. But I guess what I would say, Chad, is don't be afraid of this. You know, don't hesitate. You know, if you're walking around with pain, why? At least give this thing a shot. Why not?
I think it's great advice.
Yeah.
I think don't be afraid. Give it a
Yeah.
try. We have oral ones, so you can take by mouth. You can take either the tincture under your tongue, a capsule, the gummies,
Yeah.
and we have topical. So there's
Yeah.
different things you can try. And if you're really, really concerned, we even have an at-home drug test.
Yeah.
So you can take the drug test and you can see, if it's showing
Right,
up, if that's
right.
something you're concerned about.
Well, let's go through that a little slower now.
Yeah.
The different ways that you can take CBD and the different products you have. You talk about tincture. You put this under your tongue. Is that how that
You do,
works?
yeah. So the most effective is the tincture. So it comes in a dropper bottle, and you put it under your tongue, and it actually absorbs in your mouth. So it absorbs before you swallow it. So the
Okay.
best absorption's in your mouth, and then it spreads throughout your whole body.
Is there a time that you keep it before swallowing?
So if you can keep it in your mouth for 2 to 3 minutes,
Okay.
you won't even taste it because your taste buds are on your tongue and in the back of your mouth. So if you take a drop and put it under your tongue and let it sit there for 2 to 3 minutes, take a couple of breaths. What I do is I put it under my tongue and then I jump in the shower because I've got a few minutes where I'm just taking a shower anyway. By the time I remember to swallow, it's usually gone.
Okay.
So put it under your tongue, it absorbs, goes throughout your whole body. And then the dosing, there's a dropper in here and it has marks on it. So you can take a full dropper full, you can take a half, you can take a quarter. So start with a quarter of a dropper full. Again, 3 days.
Yeah.
If it's not working, take it again. If you truly can't take the taste and you really don't like it, you can take a capsule. So we have them that come in capsules. And you can just take a capsule and swallow it and do that. So
I took the gummies, and you said, well, you might not like the taste. I didn't taste it. It was fine.
yeah.
That's no big deal at
Yeah.
all. So, is there an age requirement?
So in Illinois, tobacco is 21 and over, so the CBD is treated the same way, so 21 and over.
Okay. You talk about the 90-some-year-old woman. Are there other one or two samples you can share?
So another one of my favorite stories was a retired nurse.
Okay.
So a healthcare professional, which was very exciting to me, had very, very, very chronic foot pain. Had tried multiple things, woke up in the middle of the night, just really bad foot pain, and came in and said, okay, I want to give it a try.
Yeah.
And so we put her on the oil. She started taking it. 3 days later, wasn't really working like she wanted, and she was ready to give up. We said, just, increase the dose, try it again. 2 days later, so 5 days from the first time, she goes, you're not going to believe it. And I said, what? And she said, I slept through the night. I can't believe how much my pain in my foot has gone down.
And you're testing me as, am I really listening to him? Well, I caught something that I'm going to ask you about. So you take it under your tongue, so that means you are using it. And if that's a yes, why are you using it?
Why are people coming in to take it? Is that what you're asking?
And why are you taking
Oh,
CBD?
me.
You.
So
Or are you?
I see what you're saying. Yeah, you are listening.
Yes.
So I have lower back pain, probably from standing behind the counter for 8 to 10 hours a day. And so I took it for my low back pain.
Okay.
Yeah.
And?
Relief?
Okay.
Yeah.
That's great. So here comes the million-dollar question.
I'm ready.
Are you ready for this?
Sure.
Out of left field. How much does all this stuff cost?
So the price depends on the formulation. So there's different prices based on the different formulation. So the most cost effective are the higher strengths.
Okay.
Right? So the highest strength dose, 10 milligrams a day, would be about $1 a day, $1.25 maybe.
Okay.
And then as you move down in strength, it costs a little bit more. The topicals have varying prices. So the salve, which is like an ointment that you can put it on your back, put it on your
Right.
arm. This is pretty economical as well. And then the gummies end up being the cheapest because you can buy just a few of them if you want.
Okay.
Right? So the oils can be anywhere from $150 a bottle down to maybe $50 a bottle. The salve, $24.99, and then the gummies, depending on the size of pack that
Right.
you want, could be anywhere from $5.99 to $29.99.
Right. Well, I believe that if it works, if it costs $300, people would buy it, right?
For sure, that's
Yeah.
part of it. And the other thing is if it helps, it has helped some people stop taking other medications.
Yeah.
And so the money they were spending on those other medications, now they're not spending anymore, and then that starts to make more sense too.
But still, $150 down to $5 or $6. It's a pretty good range of prices, and depending on your budget and your pain, this is the place to ask the questions and to purchase your CBD. I don't know if I ever asked you this or not, but there's a lot of people out there with pets. Do they come in here for their pets?
They do.
Do they really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, tell me about that.
So we have a patient who has blue ribbon winning dogs.
Ah.
She's been all over the country. I mean, I've seen pictures. These dogs are absolutely gorgeous. And she has some that are aging. And she came in and said, do you have anything for the pet? And we do. We have an oil for the pets. We have a hemp extract for pets specifically. It worked so well, she told her whole pet community.
Wow.
And so we have had people come in and
Amazing.
say, my dog wasn't walking, my dog was limping, my
Yeah.
dog was, depressed. I'm not a dog person, but they said their dog was
Yeah.
depressed and their dog's spirit was lifted. And so we've had just great stories for the pets as well.
Right. You're not putting that in the dog's tongue. How do you do that?
So some are.
Yeah, really?
Yeah, some
Oh.
can get the dropper in their mouth.
Wow.
Depends on the dog and
Yeah,
the relationship with
right.
the dog. Some put it a little bit in their bowl and
Right.
then they're drinking it.
Okay.
But yeah, if you can get it in their mouth, it's the best absorption is in the mouth for
In
sure.
the mouth, yeah. Well, that's almost true of every drug that we take. Want to do this? It'll be at the bottom of the screen as well. But first of all, the address, the name of the place, which you've taught me now, is Joliet Professional Pharmacy. That'll be there. And the phone number is?
815-725-9314.
Okay, now that's there. And your website?
jpprx.com.
Okay, what else am I forgetting? So all the contact information?
All the contact information. You can call and we can talk to you about CBD over the phone. So
okay.
you do not have to come in.
Okay.
So we can do all of this over the phone. So you can
Okay.
call, we can find out what medications you're taking, we can find out what you're trying to treat, and then we deliver.
Yeah.
So in light of the current situation with the coronavirus, we offer free delivery for our current and any new patients. So anybody who wants to get their prescription filled, if they don't want to get out of the house and they don't want to go to the pharmacy and come in contact with a lot of people, we can deliver their medication to them and also the CBD products.
Right. Now here's a question for you. This mysterious product that I never heard of before, and you shared it with me on the radio. Now I want you to share it with the folks here on Channel 6. What is this thing called Kodiak? What is that?
So Kodo Care is our sister pharmacy. So Kodo Care has created the Kodo Pack, which is a way that we sort medications, pre-sort them by day, date, and time. Most of our patients are in assisted living facilities or senior living facilities, but we have been able to offer it to anybody. So you live in your own home, you live in the community. If you want to take the Kodo Pack, we can offer it to you. And the way it works is we put your medications in the pack. It'll say your name, the day, the date, and the time, and all the medications that you take.
Perfect.
So they're pre-sorted. So somebody like you who's on the go, you were down in Florida, was it, a couple weeks ago? Instead of taking all your medications with you, you can just rip off what you need, take those with you, throw them in your bag, throw them in your pocket, and you're ready to go.
So here's my story.
Yeah.
I forgot all the medication. Didn't bring any of it.
Shame on you.
So I did my, I went to Walgreens, I went to CVS, and we got them all. But because I'm a diabetic, I need all that kind of stuff as well. But thank you. I can't recommend this place any more than I have right now. Great guy, wonderful people back here, professionals. Here in Joliet, I've always said, buy local anyway. And I know it's so easy to go online with this stuff, but this is not something that I think you should go online for. Come on by. I'm just watching. Behind the cameras, there's a huge glass, and I'm watching literally dozens of people coming into DuPage Medical. And if you're getting physical therapy, that's in the lower level. If you're going to see your doctors, that's upwards of floors. And I don't know if you knew this place was here. I had physical therapy, and I walked right by it, did not realize it was here. Maybe you're doing the same thing. It's a great discovery for you right now today. And for those of you who are, know Joliet Professional Pharmacy, thank you so much. And Chad Kodiak and your great professionals here, thank you. Look, we're shaking hands. Look at that.
God, oh my God.
Look at that. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Richard Fredrickson. This has been another Profiles here on JCTV Channel 6, your local television.